EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, December 7th and 8th, 2019. For your Saturday, bright sunshine is going to be on tap today with very cold temperatures, despite the best efforts of that bright sunshine. But it's one of those days where you're going to be having a hard time finding clouds in the sky because high pressure is going to be sitting right over top of the region. And that, of course, promotes sinking air. But temperatures will be in the 30s for the majority of a region, maybe getting down by the Philadelphia metro here in point south and east, you get to 40 degrees. But elsewhere, for the majority of a region, it's going to be in the 30s today for highs. So, moving forward from this point, we have a partly cloudy day here on Sunday. It is going to turn a little bit milder because later in the day, we're going to have high pressure moving offshore. So that's going to get a return flow around this high pressure out of the south. And that's going to get temperatures back into the 40s for most of us. But generally lower 40s, low to mid 40s across the region. So nothing a lot warmer than, say, today will be. But it'll still be noticeably warmer or milder on, not warmer, but milder on Sunday and partly cloudy skies. Then when we get in the evening, we're going to have clouds increase and we'll have some showers that are going to work their way in from the south. And that's going to come in very late at night on Saturday night and then overspread the area here on Monday morning. And we'll have periods of rain here on Monday. Might even be some heavier rain involved with this as it's moving off to the north and east along this, ahead of this next system, next boundary that's cutting into the Great Lakes. That goes right into Monday evening and Monday overnight. You might get a little bit of a lull at some point late Monday night, but then we have more showers coming in along the frontal boundary. And once this moves through, we're going to have the cold air rushing in. Now, the interesting part is some of the models are indicating that as the cold air rushes in and before this precipitation ends, it kind of it turns everything over to a mixture of rain and snow for the interior locations and then over to snow before ending. And this would be Tuesday night. So this is looking at Tuesday just after midnight, or actually Tuesday night just after midnight, so technically very early Wednesday morning. And with a forecast that is that far out, I know it's 4 days, it sounds kind of comical to say that far out, but when you're talking about models trying to fine-tune a specific thing here in a specific timing window in a thread-the-needle situation, it can be a little bit off at this range, and it's usually something that's handled better within actually 24 hours, to be honest. But it does show, at least the global models are showing some back-end snow here at the very tail end. And we can see that here as you go to the precipitation type maps. This is looking at Tuesday evening and still see showers across the region. But then as you get through the overnight, you see on the backside as the cold air rushes in, it changes it over to a mix of rain and snow and then snow. And that goes right into Wednesday morning, with AM snow showers ending and pulling away. So we'll have to watch that because it does show a couple inches of snow on the back end in some spots. Now some of that will be wasted because of wet ground and maybe it's a mixture of rain and snow that's not really sticking too much at first. If the cold air can get in here fast enough, we can certainly get a coating to an inch or two on the back end of that. But trying to get back end snow is usually difficult. But the reason it makes that possible, and showing here on the European model, and even the GFS doing the same thing, there's a very broad but weak wave of low pressure sitting out here that is actually forming along that boundary. And because of that, since the boundary is already through, it actually pushes some precipitation behind the front. And it falls into that cold air, and that's why that happens. So it makes sense that it's doing that, but whether or not it's going to happen is a different story, and we'll cover that in the next video or early next week. But as far as total precipitation for this system, there could be a bunch, looking like a widespread area over a region between 1 and 2 inches of rain. Some of these rain with locally higher amounts here. Some rain amounts here are being shown over 2.5 on this particular run of the European model, but might not be that high. We'll see. We'll narrow down ranges, of course, when we get there. That's also a fine-tuning thing we do at last minute, not something we do at this range being only Saturday. But either way, once this system moves through, whether it ends as rain-snow mix or snow showers or maybe some light accumulating snow at the end or not, it is going to turn partly cloudy later in the day as the system pulls away on Wednesday, and then we are mostly sunny here on Thursday, but very cold. Temperatures on Thursday might not get above freezing in some areas. It's going to be very cold. So you get a nice shock coming in here. Wednesday will be in the kind of mid-30s, maybe with temperatures dropping, and then probably not getting above freezing in a lot of areas here on Thursday. And then we are back above freezing on Friday as winds turn southerly again, and we're going to get up in the upper 30s to near 40. So looks like a quick cold shot here that we're going to have of very cold temperatures, but we're going to watch that system early next week. looks like Tuesday into Wednesday could have some rain changing over to snow at the very tail end for some interior areas, and we will cover that in the next video on Monday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is our outlook for the weekend, December 7th and 8th, 2019. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.